Hey, what's up? This is your friend Pablo, and this is Media Spotlight, the space where we go beyond the screen and break down what really drives the entertainment industry. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and check out the website for more. But if you've been here before, come on, you already know what's coming up. So now, let's get into it.
Joey Bernal Alonso is a dynamic, up-and-coming communications and journalism student from the University of Arizona, specializing in entertainment. In this episode, we dive into how emerging generations are driving media culture. Joey reveals how identity and audience understanding shape the strategy behind how stories are consumed.
Hello, so this is Media Spotlight, and I'm very grateful that I'm with Joey. Well, Joey Bernal Alonso, Joanna. How can we call you?
Honestly, whenever it's Spanish, I guess I go by Joanna just because, that's what I grew up with. But Joey seems more approachable, so I think Joey is fine for now.
Cool, yeah. We met the first semester that I came here.
Yeah. It was my third semester here.
We met in a broadcasting club, and that's how we met. Cause I was new, and you were new as well, right?
Yeah, I was new in the club. We were both new to the club.
Yeah, that's crazy, and I think that we were the only Latinos there.
Yeah, I feel like that's how we started.
We're still the only one.
I'm pretty sure I approached you and I was like, "You speak Spanish?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Amazing."
So yeah, let's switch the language.
Yes.
All right, so good to have you here today, Joey. I have a fair question to start this conversation.
Yes.
So to start, how do your interest in communication, journalism, and entertainment come together in just one career?
Yes, definitely. I think this is a little bit of an interesting story. My parents are musicians, so I grew up in a very journalism, communications, entertainment filled environment, so I was just drawn to it. I was born in it. So it's just beautiful to be surrounded by that kind of energy.
Yeah.
And growing up, I just saw that my parents were looking for a way to spread their music. And I just found out that journalism is an amazing way of spreading that word and spreading that love and entertainment. So I just really wanted to give more people the possibility to be able to spread that, whatever it is, their love, their passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that's what drew me initially into communication and journalism, just giving voice to those who might want to amplify it.
Yeah, that's super cool. And also, I think that your brother is doing majoring in acting,
yes,
right? That's great.
He's a musical theater major, so
that's great.
It runs in the family. So,
so all your background is with arts, basically, with entertainment.
100%, big time.
That's super cool. And
I love it.
And I have another question. As a Latino student, how does your identity influence the way you see storytelling and promoting in the entertainment? Because I know that you, for the broadcasting club, you always do packages, you always do news for everyone. But as a Latino, how do you feel that your identity can, write those storytellings?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's a very good question. I believe it definitely puts me a little bit different from everyone else around me just because thankfully I had the opportunity to grow up in a country and study in another, so that gave me like that bilingual culture, like being able to just grow up with both, and I'm sure you can relate to as someone who
100%,
I grew up in a Spanish speaking country and then has the opportunity to come here. I believe it gives us some sort of like cheat code even because we can relate to more people, speak to a bigger audience in two different languages, like podemos hablar en español, we can speak in English, lo que sea. So I believe that through my packages and the work that I do, I really like making everyone feel seen, especially like what I can do. Like obviously I wouldn't be able to be the best at making a European person, feel like, they're being represented, but in my community I'm being a Latina woman. I really try to spread that and be like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too, right?
Yes.
Why not? So yeah, I guess just by spreading the word and the stories of our people, because I feel like sometimes, and in these times that we're going through, we have to raise our voices and give voice to those who need it most. So,
that's true, especially here in Tucson, that we are like able, like half of the community, or not half, but a lot of people speak Spanish and they're Hispanic as well. So it's very good, to have like this surrounded with more Hispanic people.
100%.
That's super cool. Because at the end, like in the broadcasting club,
we don't know anyone who's
Yeah.
Hispanic. I don't think so, right?
I
mean, there are a
know
few
there's
people,
not.
but-
I mean, I believe that there's some people that have Hispanic heritage,
But they don't speak.
They don't speak the language.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up in the country, which is completely okay. But it's not the same as speaking with someone that grew up in the country.
Yeah, it's
that,
like
right?
you can like feel the vibe, and
Yes.
yeah, it's true that they have background, but the fact that they don't speak it, or maybe they are not related so much with that.
Yes.
We notice that, and it's okay. It's understandable.
Oh
because
no,
of the
yeah, it's not
context,
a bad thing. It's just
No.
that I do tend to feel more like
relatable with.
yeah, but,
Yeah.
you and I.
We know, yeah, with the vibe, yeah.
Yes.
And the other question is, since you're like a student, 'cause
Yes.
I know that you're majoring in journalism, communication, you have a focus in entertainment.
Yes.
So you're like pretty much you're doing everything at the same time.
I try.
I don't know how you deal with all the things at
It's
the same time,
hard.
but yeah. But what do you think today's audiences expect from content when it comes to cultural representation, for example?
Yes, definitely. This is a good question specifically because I feel like we hear a lot from our generation how they try to represent us and other, demographics from anything
Yeah.
to everything. And you often hear it's the typical stereotype, like it feels like they're trying too hard, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's what I would want to steer away from because I believe that we have a lot of those stereotypes, like, oh, a Latino woman, and she's like, super loud, and I am loud.
Yeah.
But but there is other types. So I feel like I would like to see Latin people be represented in non-conventional ways. What I mean by that is just like, go out there and talk to some of us, like see
Yeah.
that we can be, black. We can be like, black from black to white. There's just a big spectrum. Like we're not only one thing or the
Exactly.
other. It's not
Yeah.
easy. Like not everything is black or white. Is what I mean by that. So I would like for them to give us a chance to, not be that stereotype, but
Yeah.
just feel like someone relatable, like any other person, like not
No,
because
yeah.
we are, Mexican, from Peru, from
Yeah.
anywhere, insert the country, doesn't mean that we don't have the same problems like any other person could have, and the conflicts and the challenges. We do.
We do, yeah.
So I would like to see something more chill, like we just happen like, oh yeah, this person has all these problems, and they just happen to be Hispanic.
Yeah.
But that's it, because at the end of the day, it's just another human, right?
Like stereotypes are everywhere.
Yeah.
But and especially in college, like we have different like backgrounds, like
Yes.
not only Hispanic, there are Asian people, or they're fully Americans, Europeans, South
everything.
Americans. Like
Oh yeah.
it's kind of crazy the fact that everyone has a background, even if they're Americans, they have another background from another country.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we certainly share the same problems at some point. Like we
100%.
have some problems that we need to deal, especially with now going to the field with entertainment. We are in the same path. We're in the same road. We're taking the same
Yeah.
measure. So we need to deal with the same things. It's not about
Yes.
just being Latino or being from Asia or being
Or
European.
wherever you're from.
No, yeah, we have this special vibe. I mean, each country, each race have,
Their thing.
their thing. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to express that, but yeah,
Yeah,
you
their
got
thing.
it. And from your perspective, since you like to do also films, you like
Yes.
entertainment, you like all that stuff, what makes a film or project feel authentic to a specific community?
I think it goes back to authenticity, and what I mean by that is that I've watched a lot of films, that they're trying to represent a certain type of community. A lot of times it's like the same thing over and over again. Like I've seen it in 1,000 films before that. But the films that have like stoked me and been like, wow, they really know my culture. It's almost like they play a song that is
Yeah.
like not common, and you're like, oh, that's like a Mexican artist that is not as known, but we know that song, So it just feels like, whoa, you did your homework, Those kind of like, it's the small things.
Yeah.
When they talk about like, or the words that they use on a script, I believe that's a big one too. That is just not generic, but
Yeah.
they start using words that only people from that culture, or even that country specific, or even a region, that only they would use, and that's when you feel like, oh wow, I feel seen all of a sudden. So that's like my favorite thing, like just the small little things.
The details.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it because
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I thought that was like only like a thing we knew, and not like, But I
all of
guess,
it, yeah.
yeah, I guess like there is people that take the time to observe it enough
Yeah.
that they realize it, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you
amazing.
know, like my background in my bachelor was in film, and
Yes.
I met a lot of people. I already had like a lot of classmates that they were like really focused on the details for each film, and I can't believe they are like, you know, like they always look at the detail every
Mhm.
second. So, yeah, it's true. Like we are like able to, you know, pay attention on those details 24/7 for the films, and there are people who aren't, which is okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's so good that we have like, or we share the same film.
Yeah, and but it has to be natural too. It's not like I have to be looking for these details. Like it has
Yeah.
to feel like that goes with it, that flows, you know.
Mhm,
So,
yeah.
but I guess that's the job for those filmmakers,
Exactly.
script writers.
That's your
so,
job, and
so yeah,
they know what to do. So that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's and I don't know how they do it
I know.
because it's a lot of things that they have to deal with. But
It
yeah,
surprises me every time.
yeah. And about your packages, because
Yeah.
well, it's not a surprise because you always do packages, and that's super cool. I like your packages, honestly.
Thank you.
I will go for social media in Instagram, and I always check the packages that you post. And I know that you're doing your internship, and also you're for the broadcasting club.
Yes.
So, since you're doing a lot of packages, how do you think marketing your packages shapes the way audiences understand or connect with the story?
Right. I believe that the way that I like marketing them is by
Mhm.
giving them a special angle, and like almost all journalists do this. You know, you
Mhm.
want to hear a news story. Like even though they might all be talking about the same topic,
Mhm.
you always want a different angle because you
Yeah.
don't want to read the same story over and over again. But my favorite thing to do in my packages and to promote them or get more people to watch them is by getting personal, and is by getting deep in what it's like to be a human and go above the surface, like surface level stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because I believe that we already live in a society that everything, for the fear of like being rejected,
Mhm.
everything can be superficial and surface level. But sometimes we forget that when people get personal and deeper and like
Yeah.
you really feel seen, that's when
Mhm.
you start really attracting an audience, because you're like, whoa, this person is having the bravery to talk about something deeper, something
Yeah.
more human, something more
Mhm.
relatable even. So I guess that's what I try to do with all my stories. Obviously, without having a bias,
Yeah.
because you know, big part of journalism is that you have to be unbiased, but that doesn't mean that you can't get deep with it.
Mhm.
And that's something I love about journalism and entertainment, because it's a part of of journalism.
Uh-huh.
Entertainment specifically tends to be so much more human, so passionate, so
Mhm.
such free expression, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I really like a mixture of the two.
Yeah, so I think that every time that we're like in Instagram or TikTok and we usually like watch news, we usually like scroll down every time.
Yeah.
We sometimes don't pay attention to the packages that they post, but as
Yeah.
you tell us, that vibe, that personal like thing that you just dropped there,
Mhm.
it's super cool. Like that's how we like get attention for the news, or that's how we just like stay focused on what's going on, because she'll be like not only interesting, it's we need to feel that vibe, that personal thing that you do it, because I already saw your packages.
Okay.
And sometimes it's very hard, you know, to talk about
It
like
is.
different things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we're going with politics, or we are like talking just about entertainment, or maybe
Yeah.
a cultural thing that we don't know yet, and we're like just trying to learn. Yeah, it's like a little bit hard, you know, to get the attention of the audience
Yeah.
while you're like talking to basically everything. So,
Yeah. And it's not only about like, you know, like everything has to be deep and like, you know, like no, like you like maybe give them a laugh, give
Yes.
them something to smile
Mhm.
about, like give them something to be happy every once in a while. I think that's another reason why I went into journalism and entertainment, is that
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes we're surrounded by such negative news that sometimes you just want to smile, you just want to laugh, you just want to relax a little bit. So I
Yeah.
like giving that to the people too.
Yeah,
You know?
you need like to make the audience. You need to make them like happier. You need to make
Yeah.
this funnier than like other news, because there are other news that are really hard
Yeah.
to consume in terms of, whoa, this is really strong. This is really heavy.
And you need to know that stuff,
Yeah.
but only getting those kind of news
Mhm.
can weigh on you after a little bit of time.
And then we have another type of news, like entertainment, which is
Yeah.
like funnier. It's like
Let's loosen up.
Yeah, let's just like focus or just like follow the loop. That's super cool, honestly.
know.
And about celebrities, like A lot
Yeah.
of things going on.
Always.
That are good things, that are bad things, that
Yeah.
are just no.
So there is range. You can even like even in entertainment you can get serious too.
Yeah. Or funny. Yeah.
Or funny, yeah.
Okay, and the other question is about your, for example, your experience that you have.
Mm-hmm.
What are some mistakes you think the industry still makes when promoting Latino stories or talent?
Yeah, I mean, not to repeat myself, but I believe still the most common one that I see is the stereotyping, the going back to the
Yeah.
basic story over and over again. So yeah, maybe just steering away from that and just going out there and talking to us and and be like, hey, we're not that different.
Yeah.
Obviously we come from different cultures, we do have different
Yeah.
traditions and the way that we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I would like to see industries actually getting out in the field. I know that there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Whenever a director really wants to immerse themselves in a culture, they spend a year in the country and talking to the people, and they interview the people. Like the example that comes to my head is maybe Coco. How
Yeah.
they went and they were in the field and they were talking to people for over a year, and they small towns.
Even the sound mixers, like they're
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
It's immersed because it's not only the director thing. Like from the writers to like the producers to editors, everything they have to immerse themselves to be able to communicate.
Yeah, because when we're talking about like cultural representation, you need to actually be immersed, as you said, and you need to show them what you are learning and show the vibe, the real
Yeah.
thing that is happening or that's going on in the country, and then the audience is gonna get it because
Yeah.
we know when it's fake and when it's true.
Or
So
when they're trying too hard and it's like
yeah, or
okay.
sometimes they just do mix. My reference is Black Panther.
Oh yeah. Oh
'Cause,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything is based in Africa, and they just the fact that they went there because the sound mixer is American, and he went to Africa for a year, or I don't know how long.
Yeah.
He
That
was
a long
just
time.
like missing, like just like picking all the rhythms and all the styles of the musicians, and he just like mixed the whole song. I think it worked. It worked really well.
Yes, and adding music to anything, it just like
That's-
awakens a part in you.
Yeah,
that, like,
I love it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super cool. And talking about the stereotypes with Latinos,
Yes.
I think that, well, I don't know what you think, but from my perspective, we have like a lot of people trying to see like some Latinos stories, let's say in American shows, in American movies.
Right.
For example, we already saw this, I don't know if you ever heard about this series, Cobra Kai. The
Yeah,
series from,
of course. Yeah, I watched it.
So if you notice, there is
Uh-huh.
a huge Latino background because the
Yeah.
guy is from Ecuador, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Ecuador.
Yeah, or Mexican, but like their whole family of the protagonists,
They speak Spanish.
they speak Spanish,
Yeah.
and they sometimes just drop some words
I
in
know, I
Spanish.
love it.
And it feels like really, really natural, because you're like you're not forcing all the stereotypes. You're just giving a reality. That, for example, in LA, there is a huge Latino community.
Oh yeah.
Even if they born in South America or in Central America, or if they born in America but their parents come from
Yeah.
Latin America, which it's like it's sweet. Like I like how
I love it.
they just put all the things and it feels natural. And sometimes I don't notice, because like
No, definitely.
the show is in English, of course. Like
Yeah.
the family speaks in English, but the background is different. You feel that vibe that
Definitely.
it's different style, different thing, different. It's not a stereotype. It's just a natural way that it's going on in LA, for example.
Yes,
For a
definitely.
while, like we're talking about like decades that there is like a
Oh, yes.
huge Latino community there. I don't know what other movie have like
Yes. No, I do love the Cobra Kai example because
Yeah.
I like I hadn't even processed it, but you're completely right. I feel like they did it so well that it wasn't even like on your face like, oh look, they're Latinos, look
Yeah.
at it. Like, it didn't felt like that whatsoever because like even the family, like the three of them are always together and they're
Uh-huh.
always worried about each other, and that is like such a Hispanic thing. Like we're always like this, always
Yeah.
worried, always in communication.
Mhm.
But an example that I love to give because it's my favorite show, and I hadn't realized why it was my favorite show until
Uh-huh.
I thought about it. It's this show from CW, I believe. It's called Jane the Virgin. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy name, but long story short, it's about this family
Uh-huh.
in Florida, and the girl, like both her family is Hispanic.
Uh-huh.
I believe they're from Venezuela. I'm not sure. Cannot quite
Okay.
remember. But I love it because that was the first show I've ever watched, like maybe 5 years ago,
Mhm.
that I was like, oh, they're representing us right for once. And it was so weird to me, and I had never realized, but they have like two characters in the show that they only speak Spanish. They do not speak another language. Like they have to like put subtitles for them or like do like a change. And those two characters, if they ever cross paths, the scene is in Spanish completely. Like they don't make it like, oh, just because the show is in English. Like I believe it's the abuela and the husband. And they both, like the husband is bilingual, the abuela mainly speaks Spanish. And whenever they come across, they just speak Spanish. And it's just so amazing to see how like the main character, she knows mainly just English, which is something you see a lot. There's a lot of people that, you know, come from the Hispanic heritage, but only speak English, which is, you know, it happens completely fine.
Yeah.
But it was just such a good show because it wasn't like on your face about it either. Like it was like, oh, they happen to have like, you know, this Hispanic background.
Yeah, it flows. Like,
yeah, but they just demonstrated it through the talks. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we're Latinos, and it's like not at all. Like they would have different talks, and then all of a sudden they would start speaking Spanish, which is something I see with my family even sometimes. Like we grew up a lot surrounded by the American culture, so sometimes we were speaking in Spanish and like, ay sí, ¿qué hiciste en tu día? ¿Qué quién sabe qué? Y sí, fui a hacer esto, and then I went to school and like we changed languages.
Oh, so you switch the language?
We do all of a sudden. Or like we're speaking completely in Spanish and we want to say like a little word. It's like, ¿qué quieres hacer? Quiero un drinquito. I want a little drink today.
Oh,
like, you know, we call it drinquito and we mix words like that. And so just the Spanglish itself too.
What strategies or skills do you think are most important to stand out today?
Yes. Okay. I believe one that is kind of obvious, but I don't see people doing enough is being positive. Honestly, like people underestimate how big being positive and being a light in someone else's life is. People love working with people that make you happy, that they're easy to talk to, that like you can relate with, that you're like, I like this person. Like you might not even like talk to them or be friends with them, but just the fact that they're around is like they're always a good vibe, and you know. So that's one, being positive. And the other one is always be willing to help out, even if it's not your job. Something that I've always tried to do, I did musical theater in high school. And even now that I'm in my broadcasting club and I'm the news director for it, even though my job is not necessarily to help with audio or production or props or whatever it is,
you do.
I always go to them and I go to my director or whoever is in charge. I'm like, what can I do for you? What can I help you with? Like, I have some free time. Where can I support you? And it surprises people a lot. They're like, oh, it's okay. You can just sit at the desk and like get ready. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, what can I help you with? I have free time. And they look at me like this. And they're like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I need some, you know, work testing mics if you want to like, you know, flip them and whatever.
Because you're learning.
No, exactly. And it's not only do you make someone's life easier and they feel more comfortable with you, and therefore they, like whenever there's a job opportunity, they're like, who's always helped me? Who's always around willing to do something and learn something new? You're the first one to be on their mind. Because you're always ready. That's number one. And number two, you get so many transferable skills because you're learning constantly. Like, not only are you helping someone, but you're helping yourself too. And I don't usually do it with like, oh, I'm gonna help myself and I'm gonna gain something out of this. I generally like seeing people smiling because I'm helping them. Like, that makes me the happiest. But I have seen that sometimes I use skills that if I hadn't helped someone, I would have never known how to do it. So I think those are the two skills that I would recommend people to enforce more. So just be more positive, be optimistic, always come with a smile and good energy.
Willing to help.
And always be willing to help.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of things at the same time, and that's good. But if you don't do something really valuable, why? I mean, why you're still going with that path? And if you just do nothing, that's completely fine. But you're not gonna move on to another step if you don't do something. But that's really great, and I really appreciate this conversation. It was pretty insightful. It was really helpful. So okay, Joe. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, for sharing us your experience as a student and dealing with all the things at the same time. I think that it's something really important that people know, that the audience know, that like we're students, but that doesn't mean that we don't work. Like, we can do a lot of things.
We work. We work.
We work a lot, but but maybe it's not reflected right now.
We might not get paid, but we work.
But it's gonna be reflected one day. We're
it pays off.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Well, that's true. All right. All right, Joey. So it was a pleasure to have you in this conversation, and we'll see you in the next. We might see you in the next episode of Media Spotlight. Thank you. Bye bye.